Hey now, this isn't a backyard track. That's right, RRL has leveled up, and all of the over-the-top four-wheel drive buggy racing action is around the corner. Hello race fans and welcome to Insanity RC Racetrack in Boonton, New Jersey. I'm Cam Cullen and in a few moments I'll be joined by Brent Post. We had our first opportunity to organize a race outside of the backyard venue featuring passionate racers new and old because this one took place in a not-so-typical old barn.
We raised baby alpacas and mothers in here for years, and then we also sheared alpacas in here for years. It has housed every animal. Now it's housing race cars. The racetrack was built basically for birthday parties for the petting farm. We've had a long road of a lot of experiments and trial and error, and now we're here having our first official event, and I'm excited. These guys are running on baseball clay. Today it's really hard packed, nice and smooth, good track. I think the track's gonna get better as the day goes on. I couldn't have done it, for surely without Farmer Tina. This is her place and everything, and we wouldn't be here without her.
So I haven't run dirt in about 2 years, with the exception of Vintage Nationals. It's only carpet back home. I put this car together last minute, last night at 9 o'clock at night until about 1 o'clock in the morning. Got 3 hours of sleep and got in the car and drove 2 hours here this morning. The first time out on the track, it was like I never stopped racing dirt. The track, it's a little loose, but it's incredibly fun. The cars, once it's set up properly, handle phenomenal. It's just a really fun time. This is definitely something that I'm going to come back to, a track that I'm going to definitely race at again with a great group of people.
The 2023 Insanity Invitational is presented by amainhobbies.com, your RC off-road headquarters, free shipping on eligible orders, and by the Wheel and Trigger podcast, down-to-earth conversations about the RC industry that keep the momentum going. Beautiful pictures of the family farm, Brookhollow's Barnyard, the site of Insanity Racetrack. Here's Brent with our starting order.
Thanks, Cam. Our only TLR and sponsored racer is also our fastest, Bolger Nabs TQ. And just 7 seconds back in second is our fastest non-sponsored racer, young Braden Banci. He might have outdated machinery, but expect him to really make a push for first. P3, we have RRL's very own Cam Cullen looking for his first four-wheel drive buggy win. He was a lap off of qualifying pace. Let's see if he can make some time up to push for the lead. In the middle of the pack, we have Captain Kirk making his RRL debut with a brand new B74.2. He'll be trying to make that push for the last podium spot. And the third straight team associated, borrow my Proline hole shots, is Bill Albanese with a car that he just dusted off with those fresh bodies that were sitting around. He's so close to track he could pretty much walk here. Our last returning RRL racer is none other than Shemeley. He has the lone Tekno in today's race. He decided to join us at the track instead of taking the boat out this weekend. Rounding out the grid after a breaking Q2 is Matt Meaney. I've never seen him race before, but he's going to have his work cut out for him today.
Thanks, Brent. Now on to the main event.
3, 2, 1.
And the boys are off and running for the first ever race at Insanity RC. That's right, folks. You are all witnessing history. A few turns in and already Kirk and now Meaney unable to keep pace.
Side note, our current top two drivers are running mod motors, whereas the rest of the field, I believe, is running a 13.5.
Yeah.
That mod motor is really going to make a difference over the features.
Bolger just sending it off that triple jump. He's looking really fast out of the gate. Banci racing the Kyosho ZX7 from 2018, lagging a little bit behind our race leader now as Bolger in the blue buggy showing us why he was on TQ. Let's check in on the back of the pack, though. Looks like we had an incident.
Yeah, tough break for Kirk. Shemeley got loose heading into the jump and clipped Kirk as he was making the pass. That's going to send Kirk to last place.
Returning to the action up front, Bolger over the back feature. Oh, end over end. He lands on all four wheels. He's still going. Hey, what's it going to take for someone like Braden Banci to get around a sponsored racer like Bolger?
He just needs to keep doing what he's doing. He's putting the pressure on Bolger as it is. Braden's been here before to practice, so he has a little bit of advantage on the track, but it's a first time racing. Anything can happen.
1 minute down in this 5-minute A-main, and this one's been all Bolger for the carpet-munching Long Island native. Then there's Bill Albanese on his lid around turn 3. That'll cost him a couple of precious spots. But what's this? Bolger's car is now off the track.
That's never a good sign. It looks like Bolger lost power over the back jump. He's saying power down, so it looks like his race is over. That's unfortunate.
I wonder if something went wrong for our top qualifier when he slapped that landing right there a few laps ago, and nevertheless, he'll have a long drive back home. Oh, and Albany's getting the worst end of that, Marshall.
That is going to slide Cam into second, and Kirk takes the 3 spot, even though he's on the verge of getting lapped by our leader.
Speaking of, there's Banci on his lid, got it wrong off the tabletop. I'm still trailing behind in second, coming across your screen now, and that mediocre paint job by Brent.
I'd focus on those 4 seconds you're behind instead of smack talking, Chief. One mistake and Captain Kirk is knocking you back to 3rd.
If you made it to this point in the mock broadcast, you, my friend, are a motorsport fan or a lunatic. Either way, like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell to never miss the action.
Braden putting those pro and hole shots to work. He just ran back-to-back sub-14-second lap times.
Yeah, you can't forget about Braden's mechanic and financial backer, George, who so happens to be his father, and the man behind a new and upcoming RC conversion kit company called 398 Racing Innovations.
I've seen George's work in action. There's certainly something special.
No doubt.
Shemeley made a mess of the back feature last lap, giving us a battle for 4th, and Albanese is suddenly in striking range.
Look out, it's Shemeley along the back feature in need of a marshal. Albanese will now move up to 4th place. He should pull it over for the race leader, but he's decided not to and just paid the price.
Ooh, Braden gets by without a scratch.
How would you go about that tricky back jump section?
I would try to downside the first double section, and then instead of checking up and having to hit the last single, I would hammer the throttle over the gap to the back landing zone.
A look at turn 6 now. These 4-wheel drive buggies just digging into this dirt. There's the blue buggy of Shemeley in 4th place and the Slime-mobile of Albanese in 5th, trying to reel them in.
A few spills right there. If you're going to take it slow over these features, it's all about rhythm. You have to land clean to set yourself up for the next jump.
Albanese trying to hunt down Shemeley, but that will cost him. He pushed it way wide into the retaining wall. That will help Shemeley, but these cars are just dancing all over the place. We just got confirmation that Bolger's TLR stripped a spur gear. You gotta wonder what could have been, but Braden is having a heck of a race.
Yes, sir. Last lap, he ran a 13.4, narrowly beating Bolger's 13.6 fast lap. That's almost a full second better than the rest of the field. It's crazy to think he has more pace in him, but he's elected to not clear the back jump, as you can see here. But with a 9-second lead over Cam in second, he just wants to bring the car home in one piece.
Ooh, and he just made contact with Meaney, who's a few laps down.
Any company looking to sponsor an up-and-coming star, look no further than RRL's finest, Braden Banci.
Absolutely, he's doing a really nice job, though. He runs a little bit wider on entry and then squares it off.
But I've noticed, entering that corkscrew, he hugs that pipe to set up nicely for clearing the jump, whereas Cam takes the outside line and is forced to single it. Combine that with a few mistakes, and that's the big difference here.
Great analysis, Brent, but I have to disagree with you. Look at this lap traffic in front of me. What do you expect me to do?
For starters, maybe drive faster, but hey, you're lucky I'm not racing, otherwise I'd be lapping you too.
I'll tell you what, if I was a gambling man, I would bet that you would have broke down by now. Anyways, with no close battles on the track, I'd like to take this time to thank Brian for allowing RRL inside this insane facility. We look forward to racing here again in the near future. This last lap is powered by the Wheel and Trigger podcast, and it featured nearly 3 flips at the same time, but Kirk hangs on. This is Banci's day, though. He'll take home the race win. Kirk will come around for 3rd place. Matt Meaney will have to settle for 6th place. Then it's Shemeley to 4th, Albanese to 5th, and I'll round it out in 2nd.
Here's the A-Main results. Congrats to Braden on the first ever win and fast lap at this track, as well as Cam and Kirk for filling out the rest of the podium.
Let's hear from our mighty race winner now.
4-wheel drive buggy was crazy because there's no way I'm beating Tom. He was so much faster, he has a better motor, and then all of a sudden I started to hear a little click coming from his car, and then I went over that big jump and his car just stopped. I was just like, what? I was making sure to not go too hard because when something like that happens, you can still go full bore for fun, but you might break the car, and then, like, what's the point? Big thanks to God, my dad, and my mom for sporting me.
Here's a great last photo of today's podium finishers. From what I am hearing, Tom Bolger is already over the Throgs Neck Bridge en route back to his home on Long Island. In any case, Brent, as a rookie announcer, I really thought you were going to bomb this one, but you hung in there, and I would have you back in the booth for the next one, but you're racing in it.
It was a tough job, but someone had to do it. It was definitely a learning experience for me, but I'm ready to get back in the driver's stand.
Stay tuned for more coverage from the Insanity Invitational. And for Brent Post and our entire RRLRC crew, I'm Cam Cullen saying thanks for watching.